continue the concept electrophilic substitution reaction what we have studied in the last class. In the last class we have completed 4 new electrophilic substitution reactions, and now in this class we are going to continue the 5th one, that is Friedel-Crafts acylation. That means when two molecules of chlorobenzene involved in acylation, when it is treated with acetyl chloride CH3COCl acetyl chloride, it is chlorobenzene, this acetyl chloride in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. From this molecule which gives CH3CO cation acts as an electrophile. We are going to attack on benzene ring of this halobenzene at these two position ortho and para and gives ortho and para substituted product. One of the product is ClCOCH3. The name of this compound is 1, 2 position represent orthochloro, and the name of this compound is acetophenone. The parent name orthochloroacetophenone, and another one is COCH3 1, 4. That means what? 1, 4 represent para chloro acetophenone, and these are the two substituted products obtained in this Friedel-Crafts acylation. Right? Then we will move on to the next important chemical property of aryl halide, that is reaction with metals. Yes, we will move on to the next one, that is reaction with metals. How the aryl halides we are going to react with the respective metal and gives which type of products we are going to study in this topic. That is first one is two naming reactions are there, very important for your examination. That is first one is Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Wurtz-Fittig reaction. This reaction tells about how aryl halides are going to react with metal. Right? When one molecule of alkyl halide, what is Wurtz-Fittig reaction means? One molecule of alkyl halide reacts with one molecule of aryl halide, which gives the respective product alkyl benzene. Now, firstly, I'll write the general equation, then I'll give you one example. Right? One molecule of halobenzene or aryl halide is treated with a molecule of alkyl halide or alkyl halide, aryl halides are treated with sodium metal in dry ether medium for this reaction. So you can easily understand when you write these equations like this. When you remove this 2Na and 2X, that will become a salt 2NaX, right? Sodium halide, and this R combines with benzene, which gives alkyl benzene. The name of this compound is alkyl benzene. Is the product of Wurtz-Fittig reaction, and this 2NaX is removed as a byproduct. Sodium halide is a salt. This is the general equation. Now I am going to try with an example this to this general equation. Now I take chlorobenzene, right? Chlorobenzene treated with one methyl chloride or chloromethane. Methyl chloride. So now, what will you do? The 2NaCl is removed out, the salt, and give the same medium, that is dry ether. When this methyl combines with benzene, that gives which alkyl benzene? Methyl benzene, right? Or the name of this compound, toluene. Toluene is formed when one molecule of chlorobenzene reacts with one molecule of methyl chloride in the presence of with sodium metal in the dry ether, which gives methyl benzene and plus 2NaCl. This is called Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Very important, right? Yes, and the second one is Fittig reaction. This is also one of the naming reaction which tells about how aryl halides reacts with metal. Now, first I'll write the general equation you can easily understand. When the two molecules of aryl halides, right, in the Wurtz-Fittig reaction, one molecule of aryl halide and one molecule of alkyl halide will combine together, gives respective product. But in this case, Fittig reaction, two molecules of aryl halides combines together, involved in a treated with a metal, gives the respective product. Let's see here. When the two molecules of one molecule of aryl halide, another molecule of aryl halide. Two molecules of aryl halide treated with sodium metal in dry ether. Definitely these two NaX will be eliminated. These two phenyl groups are combined. Two phenyl groups combined to form a biphenyl compound, right? Biphenyl compound is obtained plus 2NaX with salt. Right. This is called biphenyl compound is obtained by Fittig reaction. Fittig reaction means what? The two aryl halides are combined together, treated with sodium metal in dry ether, which gives biphenyl or diphenyl compound. If you put X equal to Cl, then you can easily write the equation. The biphenyl compound will obtain. This is Fittig reaction. Now we have completed the chemical reactions of or chemical properties of aryl halides. Those are nucleophilic substitution reaction, electrophilic substitution reaction, and reactions with metals. Now let us pass on to the last concept of this chapter, that is polyhalogen compounds and their uses and their environmental effects. That is the last concept. So let's see. Yes, polyhalogen compounds, very last topic of this chapter. Polyhalogen compounds means a carbon-containing compounds which contains more than one halogen are called as polyhalogen compounds, and they are also called as commercially important compounds. Why they are called commercially important? Because they are very useful in agriculture and as well as in industries, right? Let's see what are the polyhalogen compounds of examples. Those compounds which contain more than one halogen atoms called as polyhalogen compounds. For example, first one is CH2Cl2, dichloromethane, or we call it as methylene chloride, right? Methylene chloride. The second one is CH, Cl3, chloroform or trichloromethane, or common name is chloroform, right? Third one is CHI3, iodoform or triiodomethane or iodoform. The fourth one is CCl4, carbon tetrachloride or tetrachloromethane, right? Carbon tetrachloride. Yes. Very last, fifth one, freons. And lastly, TTT. These are all the polyhalogen compounds. Let us discuss one by one. Now I'll give you very simple information about these compounds. One uses and along with one environmental effect. For these compounds, if you want more information, you can go through the NCERT book or even in our notes also. Right. The first one is methylene chloride. This is one of the polyhalogen compound. First of all, it is a colorless liquid which having low boiling point, that is for about 313 Kelvin, and it is also volatile in nature. Right. These are all the properties of the compound: colorless liquid, volatile nature, which having low boiling point for about 313 Kelvin. And the uses of this compound, this compound is mainly used as a solvent. Solvent for what? For paint removing and metal cleaning. And this compound is also used as an dewaxing agent and also refrigerant in refrigerator. So these are all the uses and these are all the properties. This is called methylene chloride. And this compound also causes environmental effect. Yes, it also causes some environmental effect. It directs contact, causes the burning of skin and redness of skin. That is the environmental effect. And let's move on to the second one, that is chloroform or trichloromethane. It is also one of the colorless oily liquid, and it is heavier than water. And this chloroform is less soluble in water, means partially or sparingly soluble in water, but completely soluble in organic solvents such as ether and alcohol, right? And this chloroform is poisonous compound. Why it is poisonous? Because if you inhale the vapors of this chloroform, that causes unconsciousness, right? I repeat once again, when you inhale the vapors of this chloroform, that causes unconsciousness. Due to that reason of unconsciousness, this chloroform used as an anesthesia or anesthetic component, right? And that is the use. What is the use of chloroform? Chloroform used as an anesthetic. And what is the environmental effect? I'll tell you one environmental effect. When this chloroform is exposed to air or in the presence of light, that chloroform exposed to air or light, the presence of light, this chloroform slowly oxidized into a poisonous compound called phosgene gas, that is COCl2, carbonyl chloride, what we call phosgene gas. Yes. right? This COCl, carbonyl chloride, is a poisonous compound. Due to the presence of this costin gas in chloroform, it is unfit for use as an anesthetic component, right? This is the environmental effect, right? That is this is all about chloroform. The third one is iodoform, triiodo methane or iodoform. It is one of the yellow colored crystalline solid. Yellow color crystalline solid which having 3.392 Kelvin and which having unpleasant odor. Unpleasant odor means that is the uncharacteristic of the smell odor. This iodoform is also insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents such as ether and alcohol. Mainly the use of iodoform is used as an antiseptic, right? Why it is used as an antiseptic? Not because of the molecule of iodoform. In iodoform, due to the liberation of iodine, that iodoform acts as an antiseptic. So this iodoform has an antiseptic action due to the liberation of this iodine, right? Now let us move on to the fourth one, that is carbon tetrachloride. Yes, that is fourth one, that is carbon tetrachloride. This carbon tetrachloride is also an colorless, oily liquid with sticky smell and which having a boiling point about 350 Kelvin is boiling point. This carbon tetrachloride is also insoluble in water but completely soluble in organic solvents such as alcohol and ether, right? And it is highly inflammable, non-flammable, right? The environmental effect of carbon tetrachloride is when carbon tetrachloride is exposed to air, that carbon tetrachloride rises to atmosphere and deplete the ozone layer. I hope you may all know that depletion of ozone layer, right? This depletion of ozone layer, carbon tetrachloride is also one of the reasons. That carbon tetrachloride damages the ozone layer. Due to this depletion of ozone layer, obviously this increases the contact of human being with ultraviolet radiation. When that will happen, obviously that causes skin cancer and some of the eye diseases and etc. So that is the environmental effect by carbon tetrachloride. The next one, that is freons. Freons are the compounds, polyhalogen compounds. These are also defined as fluoro compounds of methane and ethane are collectively called as freons. Freons are the fluoro compounds of methane and ethane are collectively called as freons. These freons are highly stable, non-flammable, non-toxic, non-corrosive and unreactive, and these freons are stable even under the high pressure and high temperature. So that's why these freons are used as a refrigerants in refrigerator and some kind of air conditioners. That is application. And in this class of compound freons, freon 12 is one of the important compound in this class of freons because of its industrial use. Freon 12. The name of this compound is dichloromethane. Dichloromethane is the name of this freon 12. So these are the fluorochloro compounds of methane or ethane. Right? I hope you understood. And very lastly, DTT. It is also one of the polyhalogen compound. I hope you may all know this. You all heard this name, that is DTT. DTT means dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. Right? DTT means what? Dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. Right? This is the name of this DTT. This DTT was first prepared in 1874 by the combination of chloral and chlorobenzene. Right? By the combination of chloral and chlorobenzene, the presence of sulfuric, in the presence of sulfuric acid, which gives dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane, simply we call it as DTT. The main application of this DTT is used as an insecticide, right? Insecticide, that is called DTT. And this is all about polyhalogen compounds. I hope you understood. Thank you.